Okay, so hello and welcome to this video tutorial for RC Hibbeler's Engineering Mechanics Statics textbook. So we have this problem from chapter 3 here, which states the crate has a weight of 550 pounds, determine the force in each supporting cable. So let's start this problem off by kind of replicating this diagram that we have here in the form of a free body diagram. So we effectively have three forces acting here. We've got the tension in rope AB, the tension in rope AC, and let's just call it the weight of the box here. So we can label these up. I'm going to call this F subscript B. I'm going to call this F subscript C, and we know the weight of the crate here is 550, so we don't really need to label it. We can also add some geometry to this problem, so we've got this 30-degree angle here, and we've got this kind of 3-4-5 triangle idea here. Right, so we have our free body diagram here. Let's get started then and resolve these forces. So we can start off by resolving vertically. We can say the sum of the forces acting in the y direction are equal to 0. Or in other words, the forces acting up are equal to the forces acting down. What do we have acting up? Well, we've got the vertical component of FB here, which we can describe as FB sine 30. If you're unsure where we've got this idea from, it's written in the top right, this little shortcut here. So we've got FB sine 30 acting up, and we've also got 3/5 of this FC acting up. 3/5 of FC. So these things are acting up. What's acting down? Well, we've got this 550 pound force here. Okay. Is this solvable yet? Well, no. We've got two unknowns in here, FC and FB. So let's move on then and resolve horizontally. So again, we can say the sum of the forces in the horizontal are equal to 0. Or in other words, the things acting to the left are equal to the things acting to the right. What's acting to the left? Well, we've got the horizontal component of FB. Let's call it FB cos 30. And acting to the right, we've got the horizontal component of FC, which we can describe as 4/5 of FC. We note now we have two independent relations, two equations. We have two unknowns, FB and FC. This is a solvable problem. Okay. How might we solve it? Well, looking at the equations that we have here, we could label this equation 1 and this equation 2, right? I reckon substitution would be a good method here. The reason I think that is because this second equation, we could quite easily rearrange for one of the unknowns and then substitute that into the first equation here and then solve through. So I reckon let's rearrange equation 2 to make FC the subject. So I'm effectively going to multiply both sides of the equation here by 5/4 to kind of eliminate this 4/5 coefficient here. So I'm rearranging equation 2 here. I can say FC is equal to 5/4 or times FB times cos 30. Okay, so we have FC in terms of FB. Let's go ahead then and substitute that in for FC here. I'm substituting in here. I can say FB sine 30 plus, now we have 5/4 and 3/5. Multiplying them together, that'll give 15/20, right? 15/20 FB cos 30 is all equal to 550. Now, we have one unknown here, FB, so we want to rearrange for FB. To do that, we can factorize. So let's factor out FB. We can say FB all times sine 30. Let's simplify this 15/20 down to 3/4. Cos 30 is equal to 550. Okay, now to make FB the subject, all we need to do is divide through by this bracket. So we can say FB is equal to 550 all over sine 30 plus 3/4 of cos 30. And let's just put that in brackets just to be extra clear. But now when we put that in our calculator, we get a rough value of £478. So that's our FB. Now, conveniently, as is often the case with the substitution method, we can now solve for FC just by substituting that value for FB in there. So we can say, therefore, FC is equal to 5/4 of 478 times cos 30, which roughly comes out at £518. And these are our two solutions here. We've got £518 for FC and 478 for FB. If you have any questions or comments about that problem, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section down below. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching.